up 6-0 in this series. Their 3 wins, they dominated the Thunder. Game 3, they're up 5 with a minute left. Game 4, they're up 13 late in the third quarter. And last night, they're up 6 in a closeout game with the ball with 4 minutes left. And their offensive possessions from that moment in the final 4 minutes with a chance to advance were this: Harden missed 3, Russ missed layup, Harden turnover, Eric Gordon missed 3, Russ turnover, Russ layup, Russ airball, Harden missed 3, Russ turnover. Good night, good luck. And in the midst of that, Chris Paul is bombing threes and doing Chris Paul things and slapping folks on the butt and being a general pest who's just awesome. And so this is the problem, Brandon. You have a historically great player in James Harden. You have a generational talent in Russell Westbrook. But both out their career, the one bugaboo is playoff decision-making and execution at the very ends of these games. And last night was a perfect storm of bad for this Rockets team. I still think they win the series, Brandon. I picked the Rockets in 7, so I feel fine about that. But they could have won every single game in this series, and all the close ones have gone the Thunder's way.
You just don't want to mess up your bracket, Nick. For the most part, everything you said was dead on. No, that's exactly what it is. Let's just admit it. You just don't want to mess up your bracket. You're still picking these guys to win in 7? After watching that?
Like, come on, here's why, Brandon, I think just real quick, tell me what you think. I think the Rockets are better. I just think the Thunder are the best closing close team in basketball they were throughout the year. And the 3 games that have come down to the end, Chris Paul just takes over and is the best guy on the court in those spots.
For the most part, you were right. It's more about Chris Paul and his team being clutch than it is about the Rockets. You know, this team, you said it. You made the point. This team all year has been clutch. They've been the best out of everyone in the NBA in clutch moments. What are clutch moments? Under 5 minutes within 5 points. They are 30 and 15 in these moments. Chris Paul is the best player in clutch moments. He's had 150 points, 150 buckets in these clutch moments. So when you look at it a little closer, you shouldn't be surprised. Now, yes, I understand the Rockets, they went all in on James Harden's skill set. They went small ball, and it hasn't paid out for them. Now, do I blame them for doing that? No, you have a once-in-a-generational talent player where you have a guy who's probably top 5. Losing Capella didn't work a couple years ago. But when you look at the Thunder, this is what all year long. So can they win it in Game 7 as far as the Rockets? Yes. But do they have what it takes to win a championship? Absolutely not, Wilds.
All right. So I don't want to spin it too far forward, but tomorrow night at 9 o'clock might be the beginning of the end of the Rockets franchise as you know it. Because, look, Chris Paul is going to come out of this way. Either if he wins, it's going to be great. He took the Thunder further than anyone thought. In the bubble, he's provided unparalleled leadership that we've never seen in sports, so he's doing it on and off the court. But if Chris Paul wins, this is bad for everybody, Nick. Harden's legacy takes a huge hit. Westbrook's legacy takes a hit. And granted, I give Westbrook a little bit of the pass. He's on a minutes restriction. He's still hurt. D'Antoni's already talking about the Pacers. He's not talking about. We're already hearing about D'Antoni going to the Pacers. The front office, we heard some rumblings from the owner earlier in this year. That will change. And you know what? Chris Paul knows it. Chris Paul, he's a very conventional player. He knows how everything's done, but this is not how you line up for free throws at the end of the game. You usually box out. You remember it from high school. That is not how you do it. That's not how you do it. You don't just stare at your opponent straight in the face. After the game, it's non-traditional. Non-traditional.
That's right.
After the game, Harden was asked about it, and he said, I don't know.
And Wilds, if people have fallen asleep, look at the score bug. It's a 3-point game with 4 seconds left. Rockets have a timeout. If Gallinari misses that free throw, it's the most important box out of the season. And Chris Paul is instead engaged in... It's a great point because it wasn't meaningless. The game wasn't to Houston because I used to live there and because I'm friends within the road moment for the Rockets franchise. I think Daryl has done a bid, the Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook trade, because CP3 had trouble staying healthy, and Jenna because of his age. But if the season ends,
that's why he's
with
staring
Chris
at Hart in that way. That's why he's staring at him that way. This is personal.
100%.
This is personal.
Yep.
They didn't lose that coming up. Let's stay in the bubble, though. Heat Bucks game 1, and this was the Jimmy Butler show. Career playoff high. 40 points for Jimmy Butler. And the Miami
told my teammates I probably wasn't going to pass the ball. I made a couple shots that he can't miss or go on. I'm telling you, we got a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys, and guys are so comfortable, so confident. We're okay.
Did you ask Bud to take Jimmy late?
To guard him?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Why would you ask?
Is that something you want to do going forward?
No, I'll do whatever coach tells me to do.
All right, Nick, bigger
Awkward.
story here. What history and night.
Yeah, listen, Jimmy was losing 4 in a row to the Raptors last year. And for Giannis, I wouldn't yet change my pick from Milwaukee to win this series. And in game 1, all those folks, because Coach Bud, I feel like his music is playing. And that ain't great music for his teams in the postseason, Brandon.
At him to stop him, and they wanted everyone else to beat them. That was the game plan. They out-rebounded. This took me back to 2008, 2009, Jay Cutler. We were trying to get guys, this is what's going to happen. I live for this moment. I thrive for this moment. It put everyone at ease, including the coaches in the huddle. So I love this from Jimmy Butler. The second thing, of course they were going to win the game. They have beat the Bucks 3 times this year. There's not another team that beat the Bucks twice. So of course the Miami Heat is going to win this game. This is a terrible matchup for the Bucks, like you said, Nick.
All right, well, we're going to see how the Bucks respond. Game 2 Wednesday night between these two. Hey, why is Bill Belichick doing something we've really never seen before? We head to New England next. First things first.